Hi everyone, welcome to the next video from our Lulu Mayo heart picture. Now we were sort of in the middle of the flowers when I stopped before. I just needed to go and get a drink. So back now and had my drink and I'm going to do some more of these florals. So what I thought I would start with doing, I'm just going to move some pencils around. I'm going to use the rose red. I'm going to give it a sharpen in a minute to do a few of the flowers. I think I'm going to do these these ones. Okay, and I'm going to do them in a similar way, so make them a little darker around the centre. I always think that looks a bit better. Actually, if you look at real flowers, quite often they're quite light in the middle, but I think it adds a little illusion of shape, like they're sort of bending down towards the centre almost, like the petals are a little bit higher. So I rather like that look. It doesn't always give that illusion. It just depends how many layers of colour, how dark the colour is and that sort of thing. But anyway, we'll do our best. Like that, and then I'll go back over that central part. There we go. Now these two are the same, so I'm going to do these in a similar way. So lots of colour there, and then a little less. Oh, I've got hiccups. Drank my coffee too quickly, I guess. As we go towards the edge, these pinks are very similar. I don't know whether there's more pinks in the set, the larger set. If you are thinking of buying them and you're not sure which set to get, have a look at some reviews where people swatch them out, and then you will see what's in each set. I think actually either Colour with Claire or Emily Illustrator, maybe both of them, have been doing some swatch sheets for these. So you can have a little look for those maybe, and then you'll see what colours are included, because obviously buying a bigger set can be better if it's got the colours in that you want, but you need to know what's in it before you start. So I'm going to use the blush pink, which is our lightest pink now, to finish these off. So like we were doing in yesterday's video, putting more on the tips of the petals. I'm actually not going to put any on the centre. I want it to just be dark. I think that will work. If you feel you want to do a bit on the centre, do it. It's your picture, up to you. And then we have these two down here. Now I think I might do the two of them the same, just because we've got little clusters of flowers that are coloured in the same way, and we will do at the top as well, because we've got some symmetry going on up there. I feel that I want this one to be similar. I'm going to try the carmine red. Now I'm not sure how pink this is going to be. I have a feeling it might be a little bit orangey. It is. And just gently fade that colour down. Now I don't want this to be this colour. I don't want it to be this orange. It really isn't a pink, is it? It's definitely a red. I should have swatched it, but I haven't. But that's okay, because we can change the colour with by adding another one on top. So I am going a little darker towards the centre of the petal, like I have done with all of the flowers, and as I said, I'm going to do this one the same, and then we will excuse me, and then we will add another pink. Now we won't do the very lightest pink, because I'm not sure that will be intense enough to change the colour, so I'm going to use this one, the blush, no, sorry, I'm going to use the pink rather than the blush pink. Just getting confused. And I'm hoping that might make it look, yes, it looks a bit more pink rather than sort of orangey salmon, which I'm happy with. There we go. Just do this one as well. Now the flower centres, I think we'll leave them. We'll do the other flowers up here first and then we'll do all the centres after. I think I would rather do that. So the colour that I wasn't so pleased with was that one. The carmine red was a bit orangey, so I'm not going to use that one again. But we might use we used the magenta with the blush pink, did we? Or did we use it with the pink? Can't remember. Let's do some, let's just use the magenta on the highest flowers. Let's use some single colours. Keep it a little bit simpler. So these ones up here, just using the magenta. And I'm going to make it a little darker here. And then fade it a bit towards the end, like that. Just go over it to neaten it up a bit. And then these dots I'm going to colour in quite intensely. Okay, and we'll do the same on the one on the other side. You could add a lighter pink if you want to tone it down, but I just want it to look a little bit different, so I'm not going to do that with this one. Now we have these two other bell type ones, and I'm going to use the rose red on that one, so it's still quite dark. And I'm going to colour them in the same way. I'm actually going to ignore these. So quite dark at the top. And then fade it down like that. I've decided to ignore those because I want it to look similar to that one, and that one hasn't got any. Just tidy that up a little bit. There we go. And the same on this side. I don't know if you can see. So just fade it down again. Now our last florals are these sort of bells, and I think I want to do those in a paler colour, so I'm going to use my pink for that. But again, I'm going to make them a little darker at the top and then just fade them down. Now here we have a little bell, and I'm unsure as to whether to do that the colour that I do the flower centres on the flowers with the circular centres, or whether to do them in just a light pink, because the flower centres I've decided are going to be yellow. I think I'm going to do these in a light pink, and that is because we've got stars. These stars are going to be yellow, and I want them to stand out a little bit. So if we make these bell parts pink, then I think it would work better. I'm actually tempted to make all of the flower centres pale pink, to be honest. And maybe with some white dots. But I don't know if the white dots are going to show up. So, sorry, this is the blush pink. Can't see the light. That might help you. There. So I want to purposely keep this quite pale. Just enough so it shows up, but pale enough so it doesn't, so it's delicate, really. And on these I'm going to make it more intense. It doesn't look particularly amazing, but as I say, we're going to add some white pen. They're all going to be the same. I think it will help to tie them together a little bit. There we go. Now, I'm not sure whether it's wise to do the white pen right now, but if I don't, I might forget, so I am going to do it. Got a white Posca pen. Basically, I'm going to go all the way around the edge of the centre and a few dots inside, and hopefully that will just look a little bit like it might be pollen or something like that, and just make them stand out a little bit. If you do them over the top of the black line around the circle, the pen stands out a lot more. Now I could do some on the bells and things. I'm not. I'm just going to do it on those, I think. I think that is plenty. Now we have our, I know I want our stars to be gold, but I'm thinking, how bright? What have we got here yellow wise? We've got a really lovely bright light, it's called light yellow. It seems really bright. I've got a dark yellow. Hang on, not very familiar with these. We've got canary yellow, I think we'll use that. Canary yellow, whoops, let's turn it around so you can see the name maybe. And I'm going to do all the stars. I'm going to be very careful to not smudge the colour that I've done already. So I want the stars to be really bright. Now I know stars aren't yellow, but I think it looks nice. You could use your gold, because there's a gold in this set, but I don't know. I just want them to really stand out, look yellow. Now the little circles that we've got around here as well, I'm trying to think, I could do them in a gold or a silver, but I don't think it's going to work. It's going to be like, well, why did she do those yellow and then that gold? And it doesn't work. So I'm thinking I could either go a darker colour, like say a goldenrod, something like that, a sort of different shade of gold, or I could go with the silvery grey. I think I'm going to see if I can find, what colour is that? Beige. Oh, that's not that one. What's that one? That's yellow ochre. Do we have a goldenrod? What's that? That's yellow to orange. Sorry, I'm trying to sunburst yellow. No. I think I will go with this one. This is the yellow ochre. So it's a bit more of a browny yellow, which I think is going to work, rather than an orangey yellow. I just think it will match better with the pink flowers and things, but yeah, it's just me. I'm going to bring my hand in here where there's less white pen. Hopefully it'll be drying out quite well now. And it's just a slightly different shade, but it keeps that warmth, which I think is rather nice. There we go, we're nearly there. I'm just taking it slowly so I get a nice layer down. Okay, now we have some sort of critters and things to do now in our centre area, and I am thinking I want to keep with our pretty pink theme. Now we sort of haven't got any pinks, but we do have a variety of purples which I think might work rather well near the pinks. I'm trying to work out a little bit what's going on. So we've got these clouds, we've got ghosts, we've got a rabbit, we've got our little friend, and we've got these things inside bags. I'm no clue. And these two look the same as these. But what I'm going to do is just grab my lightest lavender colour, and just colour these. All of these I'm going to colour in the same colour. I'm going to do a round and round motion because the way they're drawn makes me think they're fluffy. So I'm going to make them fluffy. And I'm just going to colour all of them in the same colour. You could do them in various shades, but I'm going to use different shades of purples for the different critters. So I don't think I want to use different shades just for this bit. And remember, a blue might work as well with the pinks and purples, but if you're doing a blue background, you don't want to use your blue. So I'm going to make my decision on my background quite soon. So well, I've pretty much made it already. Now I don't know whether these are the clouds that are in this bag, and whether I should colour the clouds this colour. They don't look exactly the same size, but they've got the little pair of eyes like the clouds have, but then so is everything else. Yeah, I'm going to colour the clouds this colour too. As I said at the beginning of the last video, I wanted the clouds to be not white. I didn't really want them to be grey. So I think this is quite a good colour. I think it'll look right. This is sort of fantastical picture rather than something that's supposed to look anything like real. There we go. Next I'm going to grab my lilac. Okay, and I am going to do these in here. Now I don't know what these are, but they look spherical, so I'm going to try and colour them a little more intensely around the outside. And then just reduce the layers of colour towards the middle like that. And the same for each one. This one seems a bit darker. I put more layers down. That's okay. Right, my camera battery went flat. So it's been, what, 6 hours since I last spoke on film. For you, it's been like seconds. So I'm trying to remember where I'm at, but it looks like I'm in the middle of this one. Yes, I've done a lot while no time at all passed on video. Yeah, it's a bit annoying. I left my camera on last night, and it always runs down. It was a bit silly of me. Anyway, I try not to do that, obviously. But yeah, so while I was away, I was on the phone to my mum. I did some yoga. I did a lot of colouring. I uploaded some videos to YouTube. All sorts of things. So here we are. I'm a little unsure as to how to colour these bags. I'm going to give that a bit of thought. I've done these. I don't think there's any more things like this. I'm wondering whether to use this colour for the bow on this bag. I'm just thinking it might tie them together a little bit. Excuse the pun. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So for bows, I always make them darker near the centre, because that's where they would be sort of scrunched up to fit inside that knot bit. I usually also put a little darker bit on the end, and then leave a bit here that looks a bit like shine, because I usually think that bows are, the ribbon is silky shiny. I mean, obviously it might not be, but that's how I like to think about it. Oh, I feel really chilled doing my yoga. It's it doesn't feel like exercise. I feel like I've had a bit of a stretch, and that's all really, which is quite nice, and lots of gentle breathing and relaxing. It's been very nice. Parma violet. I've never done yoga before, and I'm going to do these ghosts. This one, and this one. I don't really know how to colour a ghost, so I'm just going to do it in plain colouring, trying to keep it reasonably even as much as I can, particularly on this one and this one. This one's got a hat on, so it might have a bit of shadow and where things are overlapping. So I had no idea. I've never ever done it before. Some of the moves, some of the stretches, not the actual poses, if you know yoga, you know what I mean, but some of the stretches and things I know from having done aerobics, and sometimes when you do a bit of warming down and floor stretching at the end of an aerobic session, you do some of those stretches, but not like this. And the fact I'm not very good at doing the breathing, I'm actually wondering whether I should redo it's an 8-day course that I'm doing, and I'm wondering whether I should do it all again, just so that I can make sure I'm really up with the exercises, because I'm not sort of breathing at the same time, because having to sort of concentrate on what to do. I try it sometimes. You pause in a pose and she tells you to breathe, and that's fine. But if you're moving from pose to pose quite quickly, I forget that I'm supposed to be breathing. I think I do breathe, just not quite in the way you're supposed to. So I think it's the slow, deep breathing that helps you feel chilled, and it makes me feel more flexible. It's amazing, actually. I've got a frozen shoulder. I think I mentioned this before a million times. It's very boring. And I can move it more now after only 5 days of doing yoga. I'm really careful. I've also got sciatica, and so I'm being really, really, really careful and mindful. So as soon as something hurts, I address that. Is it hurting because I'm overstretching? Is the hurt okay? Is it something I can push? With my frozen shoulder, I can't. The frozen shoulder, so I was told when I had it before by the physio, is basically inflammation. And so if you do anything that makes it hurt at all, whether that's stretching, like putting your arm back to put on a coat or cardigan, or putting your arm in the air, or trying to reach for something, whatever it might be. I'm going to use the Imperial Violet. I'm going to use it really gently on these two bags, really, really lightly. I don't want them to be white, but I don't want them to be really dark. So I'm just going to do this, a light layer. Anyway, so whatever you're doing, if it hurts, it's damaging your joint and it's becoming more inflamed. And the more inflammation you have in that joint, the longer it's going to take to get better. So you must not do anything that's going to cause you inflammation. So a small amount of stretching can be really good as long as it doesn't hurt. If it hurts, you need to stop. So, and also, this is what I was taught. I mean, I'm not an expert. It's just what I was taught. And it seems to make sense, I'm going to use this colour for the hat band, and I'm going to use it much darker so it won't look like the same colour. So I'm very mindful of that. With the sciatica, it's a whole different thing. Sciatica being a trapped nerve in your back, which is causing a cramping feeling all the way down my leg. I've had this a lot. And so what I'm doing with that is I'm trying to stretch it gently. This is Violet, stretching my leg gently, because that isn't where the damage is being done, it's in the back. But I'm being very, very careful to look after my back, to be mindful of my back while I'm doing the exercises. Right, the Violet I'm going to use for our this little friend here. He's having a little snooze. His eyes are shut. I think this is quite blue. Now, remember I was saying that I would say this was a blue Violet, but that I could do the background blue if I was going to pick a colour. It wouldn't be this colour blue. It would be more of a sky blue. Let me just show you like this, or maybe just slightly darker, like this one, which is the cerulean blue. So this blue is dark enough so it won't sort of interfere, but yeah, for me that's not a violet. But, we're all different in what we like to call things, I think. It doesn't matter. Anyway, I've just knocked you. So, yeah, I've had a lovely... and I'm doing about 20 minutes of yoga a day. But the app that I'm using also has just like breathing and things like that, and I sort of thought, oh, I can't do breathing, you know, can't do breathing. Obviously I breathe all the time, as we all do, but because I've had trouble with breathing in the past, which I've spoken about before, I don't like thinking about my breathing, but in the yoga you think about your breathing, and actually I can cope with that. So I think I might be able to do some of the breathing things. Now this is called violet blue, and I'm wondering how different it is. How is that violet and this violet blue? I use it for the little person's hat. I'm going to leave the circles white. See, that's much more violet. That's much more blue. This is a beautiful colour. This reminds me of a sort of purple lake, deep from the Castle Arts, which is my favourite purple. Now what I'm going to try and do, I'm telling you now, because if I fail, then you can know that that's what I was going to do, and you might be able to try it in a different way. I'm going to try and make it darker around the edges and fade towards the middle, so we've got a light shine line in the middle. I may not achieve that. I'm still getting used to these Arrtx pencils, but I think they're okay. I'm finding them fairly smooth with regards to just lay down, if that's the right word. I'm just going to do them all light for a minute because I'm not getting that transition quite right. I think if I can go around the fiddly bits, it's these fiddly circles that are bothering me, that I'm struggling to get round. So if I can just put a bit of light down everywhere, and then I can see what I'm doing a little bit better. Right, now let's concentrate here. Let's get that really intense and then just bring it in gently, like that. And the same here. But my app has lots and lots of different yoga classes, so I might try some different ones. But it gets really quite fast at times, and I'm like, ooh, can't keep up. So I'm gonna see how it goes. I could always just watch them and not do them and then decide, because that's okay. As long as I do something, one class a day, I can watch other classes and not take part and just see whether I think I can manage it. But I like the fact that, you know, it's on an app. You can do it whenever you want. You don't have to. I haven't even changed. I'm wearing like a cardigan. Jeans. I'm wearing jeans. I did yoga in jeans. They're stretchy jeans. They're almost like leggings, really, but they're not. They're jeans. But now I'm going to do the trousers in this colour to sort of tie it up. Darker at each end, look, a little bit of light in the middle, just to show that the leg is rounded rather than flat. And the cuff, oh, you've got to do little critter's face, look. And then the collar. I sometimes leave these bits white, but because we've got a white background, I feel like I want to colour in everything but the white back, apart from the eye whites. I'm not going to colour those in. Okay, so there's that bit. And then I have an ultramarine. Oh, what's that colour? Hang on, just seeing what. Oh, they don't want to play. Hang on a minute. Oh, that's indigo. No, let's take the ultramarine. Oh, we've got a mulberry. I think those are a bit too red. We'll use the ultramarine for the jumper or dress. I don't know. Tunic? Who knows? Oh, that's blue. That is unexpectedly blue. I thought ultramarine was a purpley blue, but that looks more ultramarine. Anyway, doesn't matter. We're blue now. We're blue. Let's move you in a bit. I think it's going to be okay. Now, I've got to decide how far the tunic goes, because there's a line, can you see, on the top of the leg, and then where does it go? Does it cut through there? Is it all of this? And what about here? I think I'm going to put it in there and in here, because our little friend is sort of sitting amongst those flowers. That's my thought. You might decide that you want to leave that blank because, I don't know, you have a think about what you think makes sense. Now, I'm not sure, I'm trying to think about those spots on the hat. I'm going to do this really lightly. That looks awful. Let's get this done lightly. Like that. And then bring that in. I want to leave a light bit in the middle just to give our little friend a bit of a rounded body. And I'm going to use this colour on the underside of the hat as well. And fade it towards the middle, trying to line it up with that faded piece on the top there. Like that. Take it all the way across. Like that. And I'm thinking those dots, I've gone over it a bit with this blue, that wasn't my intention. We've got this hat to do as well. Maybe we should go for the dark purple. Look at this, it's quite reddish. I'm not sure, because I was thinking these are sort of more of a reddish purple. I'm going to try the dark purple on this chap's hat. See, I would call that a red violet, like the polychromos. I'm trying to make it a bit darker on that edge, fade it towards the centre, and the same here. It occurred to me earlier that I haven't sent out a newsletter for ages. I'm sorry about that. If you haven't signed up, you can. The link is in the description of every video. But no, I haven't sent one out for ages. I haven't been very well, to be honest, and I've been just trying to not work myself. Let's use that word. Mulberry. I'm going to do the dots in mulberry, but lightly. So yes, so I haven't been doing. Yeah, I like that. So I haven't done quite so much social media work. I haven't done quite so much I haven't updated my website for ages, things like that. I've just been trying to take it easy. I'm feeling very, very much better, but I'm trying to keep it a bit slower. I love making videos for you guys. It's brilliant fun, but the editing and the promotional side takes quite a lot of time, which isn't so much fun. I'm not sure if it's that or if it's just that I felt rushed, or it could be absolutely nothing to do with this and far more to do with the fact that my kids have got their exams coming up. I'm going to use the peach for the face and hand. I think it might look a little bit odd. However, I'm going to use it first and then I'm going to use some pink on top to tie it in with our pinks. But we've got some yellows here, so it may work, but it may not. But I don't want the face to be purely pink because we've got some pure pinks up here. So here's our little hand. I've been asked to colour a hand, the henna hand in Rita Berman's Asian book. I will do that. I've got a hand in a Rita Berman, in a Hannah Carlson book, and I'm going to have a go at that myself first to sort of get my head round colouring hands. It's not something I've done. I've got one here I can copy, so I will do that and have a go myself, and then I will make this a little bit darker at the bottom, I think. Then I will put together a video, and also I'm doing a bit of Valentine's-y things for a few days or a week or so, so that'll come first. I'm not sure we need to add pink to the face. I think it stands out like that. I'm just having a think. Do I do some little rosy cheeks or do I leave it? I'm also a bit worried about the fact that I've got this blue here, but there's none there and it looks a little bit odd. So I'm thinking I'm just going to put a bit there. I'm trying to remember what colour. Was it ultramarine? It was, wasn't it? So I'm going to add a bit here, as if it's a sort of long tunic, sort of cloak or skirt with the legs sitting. I don't know if it works, but for me it works. It might not for you. So I think that we are done. Now I'm going to add a few additions to this, some glitter. I'm just going to use a number 700, the Jelly Roll, Sakura Jelly Roll Stardust glitter pen, but it's just the glitter glaze. So it just adds on top of what you've done already. And I'm going to add it in a few places. I'm going to put it on the stars. Not the circles, just the stars. You can do it wherever you wish. Or not at all. Or you can add some stickles or some glitter pens if you want to change the colour. I'm happy with my colours. You could just outline the star in some gold glitter if you want to go over that black line, and that would be a bit different. So the glittery stars, and I'm going to make my clouds glittery. I don't know why. I've decided that the clouds will look nice glittery. My clouds on this page are glittery, so maybe that's why. But I don't think I'm going to make the other clouds like this one, only the ones that are in the sky. Again, I don't know why. There's not necessarily any logic to my idea. Just an idea. I'm just going to tip my head so I can see if those are coloured in fully. I think they are. It's not always easy to tell, the light's in the wrong direction. But I think we're nearly done. I don't think I'm going to add... You could put a bit on those bags, these bags here. But I don't really want to draw attention to the fact that they're bags. I'm a bit worried about those things being sealed inside a bag. Maybe it's just me. So I'm going to tip that towards my light. And hopefully you might be able to see the glitter a little bit. It's a bit tricky to try and show you. There, I think you can see it like that. Maybe. So there we go. Let's just pop that gently down for you. Oops. Pencils are in the way. There we go, take a little photo ready for my thumbnail. So there it is. If you want to add some more glitter, some more white dots, go ahead. You might want to add white dots on more of the flowers. You might want to make your flowers more glittery. You might want to make your creatures more glittery, but I'm happy with leaving it there. So there is our first Valentine's heart. I've got a few other Valentine's hearts that I'm going to do over the next few sessions. So leading up towards Valentine's Day, we have little heart pictures. I just thought it would be a bit of fun. It helps me choose what to do as well, because I'm not always sure what should I do next. So I've got a pile to pick from, and some of them I won't have time to do. But I'm just going to do what I'm in the mood for. But there is our Lulu Mayo. So the person who asked me for Lulu Mayo, there is the Lulu Mayo. The person who asked me for Arrtx greens, there's a few ideas. I hope that helps you. And there's something for all of you for Valentine's. So thank you so much for watching. Have a really, really lovely day. And please subscribe, and happy colouring.